All right, welcome everybody. And today we are going to start working on the model train project. So the way this is going to work is that essentially I have a whole bunch of drawings here, and I'm going to have these posted on the Google Classroom. But I would like you to do is I would like you to try and work from the drawings first. See how far you can get. If you get stuck, then come back and watch these videos as a reference. But something we have to start getting used to is the as reading mechanical drawings because that's how we communicate information about a product in the engineering world. All right. My other piece of advice: do not start with the train body. The train body is the hardest part, but simply because it has the most information to it. My recommended progression would be the linkage arm, the smokestack, the axle peg, the wheel, the cow catcher, and then the train body. I would actually do the train body last, okay? Because there's two drawings and there's simply just a ton of information. So, with that being said, let's get started and let's do the first part. Let's do the linkage arm. So, this one's pretty easy. It's essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle and then two concentric circles on either side at the midpoint of the vertical line of this rectangle here, and then just extrude it by our depth here. Okay. So you can see they give me a value from center point to center point. That's going to be my rectangle width here, or my length, and they give us a height here of 0.25. So in Fusion, also the first thing you want to do is, I already have one here because I already did this project, but you're going to want to make a new folder and call this train project. Now I'm going to call it train project 1 because I already have one called train project. So just for consistency's sake, I'm just going to get rid of the name. But make sure that you're saving all your files in a folder called train project. Okay. Now, the first thing we're going to do is start a new sketch on any plane. And here's a quick tip if you're trying to go between windows. If you do Alt and then Tab, you can actually switch between windows really easy. So if you want to switch between Fusion and a document, just do Alt Tab. Okay. So first, I'm going to make a rectangle that's 3.5 wide by 0.25 tall. So I'm going to go to my rectangle tool. And before I place that second one, I'm going to make it 3.5 wide, tab over, and then 0.25 tall. And there we go. We got a little rectangle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two concentric circles on either side. Now you'll see the measurements here. They give us a radius for this outer piece here, and then they give us a diameter for this inner piece here. And that's because this inner circle, this is a completed circle. So they can give us a value for diameter. Whereas the outer part here, it's not a completed circle because it's interrupted by the linkage arm. It's not a complete circle. So they have to give us a value for radius. That's just kind of how it works. If it's not a completed circle, you'll get a value for a radius. So when we go to make this value in Fusion, Fusion measures in diameter when we go to make a circle. So something we can do really easy is we can do mathematical operations when we go to do a measurement. So even though this radius is 0.1875, when I go to draw this circle here, I'm going to take my circle tool. I'm going to line up with that midpoint. See that little triangle pops up? That's my midpoint. I'm going to click to place my center point, and then I'm going to type in my measurement. Now, the diameter is going to be double that value they gave us. So I'm going to do 0.1875, and then I'm going to do star. I don't know why I just highlighted that. 0.1875 star 2. And you'll see that gives us a diameter of 0.375. So if you don't feel like doing the math in your head or on an external calculator, you can perform calculations in the CAD software, which is really nice. Okay. Then the other one, this inner circle here that's going to be cut out, is 0.128. Through means that it's a hole. It's a hole that goes all the way through. So I'm going to draw another circle that is not 258, 0.28. Is that right? No, 0.128, sorry. 0.128 in diameter. All right. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now that I know the value for the outer diameter is 0.375, I'm just going to type that in because it's faster. And then I'm going to make my inner circle here, and I'm going to make it 0.128. All right, so we have the basic two-dimensional shape now. So I'm going to finish my sketch, rotate my camera, and then I'm going to press E for extrude. And then I'm going to extrude everything in here except for these middle circles. I'm going to leave those blank because those are supposed to be through holes. So I'm not going to extrude them. And in the drawing, it tells us we need to extrude it by 0.125. So I'm going to type in 0.125, then press enter. There we go. Now we're going to save that, call it our linkage arm. If I can spell, then save. All right. Now on to the next part. I think I have time. I could probably do. Let's see. I'll just end it here. The other ones are going to take a little bit more time, so I will end this video here and pick up the smokestack on the next one.